Hello there. If you're familiar with the brief film reviews I've been doing for a while, this is going to be slightly different. This is going to be a big cinematic review. I feel it would probably be better if I was on camera giving my thoughts on the new releases. So I thought, why not start now with a release that won't come out until early December. A couple of days ago, I got to see a screening of Jason Reitman's next film, Young Adult, which just happened to have Jason Reitman and the writer Diablo Cody in attendance. This is a very good film. I like Jason Reitman. I think he's one of the best young directors out there right now. I really liked Thank You for Smoking and Up in the Air, and especially Juno, which is probably easily one of my favorite films of the previous decade. And this, of course, reunites him with the writer of Juno, Diablo Cody. The story of Young Adult is about this teenage fiction writer who decides to return to her hometown and try to get back with her ex-boyfriend, who is now married and with a newly born baby. So that kind of gives you an idea of what kind of character Charlize Theron is playing in this. She is not a good character. This is a terrible person, and the smart thing that Reitman and Cody do is they don't try and make us sympathize with any of these characters. These are sad individuals, whether it's Mavis, Charlize Theron's character, who, is a terrible person who just wants her own way and will stop at nothing. Then she also meets Patton, Oswalt, who was a former classmate of hers, and, even though they both never really knew each other in high school, they both click, and there's a real chemistry between Charlize Theron and Patton Oswalt. I mean, that's the thing. Charlize Theron is what really drives this film. She gives an excellent performance with this character who is terrible, and yet I found her strangely likable. I don't know what it is. I just really like this character, mainly because they didn't hide how awful she is. And Patton Oswalt, again, just really great performance from him. Most people probably know him as the voice of Remy from Ratatouille, and he does the funny one-liners because he's a comedian. But he's really good at dramatic moments. I don't know what it is about comedians that they're really good at acting really well dramatically. You get a comedian, even those who aren't particularly funny like Adam Sandler, you give them a dramatic role and they really hit it very well, and add Patton Oswalt to that list. The screenplay by Diablo Cody has a trademark dialogue. I mean, if you've seen Juno, you know that she has a different style of writing than other screenwriters out there. I like her style of writing, but Young Adult is in that style. If you were annoyed by Diablo and Juno, this one isn't quite as stylized as the Juno dialogue, but it's still very much a Diablo Cody screenplay. But she handles the dramatic moments really well in it. And there's not really much else to say. Reitman's direction is, of course, very good as usual. It's very much Theron's performance and Cody's screenplay that drives this film. I mean, they just work really well together, along with Patton Oswalt, and Patrick Wilson does nicely too as the old ex-boyfriend. So, when it opens in December, I say definitely check it out. It's really good and really funny. It's uncomfortable humor, so it might not be for everyone. And that's the thing about Reitman too. Each film of his is slightly different. I mean, it's funny, in the screening he said that each film of his has gotten progressively less funny. I don't necessarily agree with that. I think he said this isn't really a comedy. I thought it was a comedy. I thought it was very funny. But then it's also my style of humor, because I like uncomfortable comedy. So it's different from the teenage sweetness of Juno or the satire of Thank You for Smoking. And I didn't really consider Up in the Air comedy, but it had its funny moments. But hopefully, I think Theron is definitely getting an Oscar nomination for this. Screenplay also has a serious shot. Depends how serious critics and the Academy feels about this film. But I think Theron is definitely getting nominated, and so is the screenplay. So, check out Young Adult. If I were to give it a rating, it would be, probably 4 out of 4 stars. I really like it that much. Definitely end up in my top 10 favorite films of the year. So I'll see you in the next big cinematic review. And I hope you enjoy this new format. Give me your thoughts on what you think about it.